What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning on the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Pemera, also known as PegasusRush. His opponent today, in the red color, in the right-hand corner of the map, playing also as Zeus. He's ready for some flexing. His name is Moore. The map is Oasis. We got a Zeus mirror for you guys. We've got one of arguably the strongest, or we have arguably the strongest current Zeus player right now, playing some Zeus for you, versus one of the arguably strongest Aranos players playing Zeus for you. Now, if what I've heard is true, Aranos players can't play anything but Aranos very well, then this will be a bit of a short game. But I'm here to tell you that you're in for a bit of a surprise. Alrighty, so we do have map Oasis. It's a Zeus mirror. So oftentimes what we see in this Zeus mirror on Oasis is a lot of not really understanding win condition. Just in terms of like what Greek wars actually are. And not even just win condition, but also like why do I build units? What are the weaknesses in my position, etc., etc. You know, those fundamentals that I talk about. So what ends up happening here in a lot of like maybe lower level or even like relatively high level Greek gameplay is people understand they need to get an early town center, but then they panic and they go, well, I can early town center, but then I also need to like make army. I've got to make army here to defend. And what ends up happening is actually you don't need to make army. You make sure that you have a safe wood line on your second town center for your wood villages over here. You're ending up on your gold in your base. You can get yourself watchtowers and some walls, and you can hunt all or gather all of this herdable. And it turns out that you get a mythic age versus a classical age if you do it correctly. And I'm interested to see if either of these players are aware of this kind of thing, or if they're just going to play kind of I want to say brainless Age of Mythology, but it's not brainless. It's just they're going to try and put some pressure on and try and find an advantage with their army, whether it's there or not. So we'll see how it goes. We do see already 5 villagers on wood. It will be 5 villagers on gold, and Moore is seemingly looking like he's going to be going for a fast second town center. Possibly fast 3 town center here isn't a bad idea either, especially with this hunt. Get this town center first. You've got berries here. You've got giraffe. You've got town center compared to PegasusRush, whose town centers are on either side of the map, which is a little bit worse if you have to admit that one. Very strange, actually, very strange town center spawn here. I haven't seen this one much before, if ever. So he just doesn't really have that safe berry bush that Moore does on his third town center. So that's a little bit of an advantage there for Moore, and will allow him to be a little bit more aggressive in the classical age if he so chooses, because he doesn't have to go straight into farms like PegasusRush will inevitably have to do here. He is happily eating his giraffe, though. He should have no problems there. You can't really send a Jason forward early in this matchup because it just gets bolted, and you will be sad and slow, and maybe you can get some advantage with a later bolt on an Odysseus, but still, it is what it is. So Hermes has got a choice for Moore. Hermes has got a choice for PegasusRush, but PegasusRush, he's decided to go in with early centaur here, and he's not going for a fast second town center. So I really, really like this. However, the only issue with it is that the map doesn't really allow for centaurs to have too much value in this game. So you can make, say, 2 centaur into a town center instead of making the Odysseus, for example. Because essentially all that's going to happen is you're just going to get walled off here. As Moore here is trying to get this town center. He actually might have to ceasefire this, which is going to be big. But I mean, a ceasefire to secure these berries, I don't think that's that bad. He's got 5 villages still on the gold. Might want to pull those off after he gets husbandry and jump onto his herdables. As we see the town center shooting up as PegasusRush does come in with his centaur, spotting these villagers, ready to start getting some snipes on Vubli. You do need 3 shots here from the centaur to actually pick off a villager, and we do see the immediate ceasefire there from Moore. Going to get the town center up, be very, very happy about that. And now I assume Pegasus will either stop building centaur and go for a second town center, or he'll stay 1 town center and go for a fast mythic here. Kind of his 2 options. You might be able to think about throwing down some barracks if on a higher hunt map and going for hoplites here to try and push in and punish a greedy teching player. But I mean, for the most part, you have no idea that they're doing that, and they can always bail out on that strategy if they scout you doing something different. And Toskapos running around seeing what he can do. We do see the Jason and Odysseus just hanging in here. Both players do still have their bolts, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them just immediately used on the enemy Odysseus here and live the dream. And he's more getting himself centaur here. Not really. He just has his own free one. Walls coming up everywhere. And he's going to attempt to hold these 2 heroes plus the centaur. But I mean, he's going to get pushed off this food. But it doesn't matter because he's on 2 town centers and living the dream. I assume a town center is going to be coming up now for PegasusRush. And there he goes with that one. Moore does throw that bolt down as we do see a centaur here getting targeted. Where's the bolt? Use the bolt. There's the bolt. And now the centaur have free reign on to these villages. As Moore's going to pull them away. We'll lose 1 here, it seems. Oh, that village is drunk. And the centaur come in and we'll get that villager kill. There he goes. And then the centaur retreating over here. We see the special getting used. And there's another dead centaur. Katoskopos going down as well as Pegasus gets all of the value here. More now. He's going to have to worry about his gold mine, his villagers on this favor here. Gonna have to garrison those, and he does manage to do that very, very nicely. No real knowledge of where the resources here are for Moore, as we do see a special being used there onto the villagers. Not able to kill it just yet, but does force it into the tower. Almost did snipe it, as Moore did not react very quickly to that one there at all. And the centaur just simply going to be running around as Pegasus is going to continue moving ahead in this game. Still 1 town center. Now there's the 2nd town center. Farms coming up. Do we have all the upgrades? We do not have husbandry. We do not have plow. Need to get those upgrades as fast as you possibly can, but right now just microing as best as he can, picking off some villagers. I'd say Moore's probably still in the villager lead here if he was producing even remotely consistently here. These centaur trying to pay for themselves, but there's another villager kill. But in the end of the day, every time you pick off 1 villager, if you're using a special ability, it takes 15 seconds to recharge. That villager has already been reproduced. So in the end of the day, only now is really PegasusRush getting ahead if he's picking off 1 villager every 15 seconds, just in terms of pure villager count. Still doing damage, but in terms of like everything else. But we do see another villager getting picked off there. Centaur have to leave. And we'll see where he's going to go. We just see the Odysseus ready to come in here. These villagers trying to block the centaur in to snipe him off. We see the Jason able to snipe a centaur as Moore's not paying attention there. Nice play from PegasusRush. He's going to tank a little bit of damage there. In fact, he does end up losing one of those centaurs as the villagers do decide to turn around, start shanking. A couple of very low HP villagers there. We don't see really any more centaurs coming out. 40 favor in the bank though. We see all the villagers coming over here to build their farms. Farms coming up everywhere. And we'll see what Moore can do. But, I mean, at this point, lots of villagers on food. He's kind of okay. He's trying to maybe make some stables, make some heroes here. See what he can, not some heroes, some cavalry here. Maybe try and take out the enemy heroes. But he's not really got the centaur. And just so much idle time here from Moore. Just in terms, I'm actually interested in how far in front right now Pegasus's actual all resource total is. So 6,500 to only 6,000. So it's only a 500 resource difference. I'd say the villages are still relatively equal. But Pegasus had to invest in Sylvan Law, which Moore hasn't, so that reduces the income down by just a little bit. We are still seeing Centaur being created, so it's not a complete waste, but if you just take that into account, the resource differential here is very, very close. But Pegasus is all set up on farms here. Lots of farms. I'm surprised to see him using these on the Ford Town Center. We are seeing Archery Range Military Academy going down. I like that. No sense in really getting cavalry here. But he doesn't really have to make these. Just keep scouting out. It's probably worth it to build a Pegasus in this matchup just to see exactly what your opponent's doing and trying to counter it. He does have the Centaur to check it out, but just see exactly are there units being produced? If there are, then think about defending. Otherwise, just tech here. It's completely fine. You see the goats coming over here. More still not having to farm. Looks like he won a little bit on the goat count. As more villagers coming out. 8 villagers now onto gold. How are the economic upgrades looking? Pretty decent. We've got hand axe, we've got pickaxe, we've got husbandry. All very, very strong upgrades here, as we are seeing the Odysseus. 4 more coming in, trying to get a little bit of damage done onto the enemy Odysseus, but Doxotes and Hoplites enough to push back the walls. All getting set up now for PegasusRush, as he is ready to simply just call it a day. We're going late game here. All the fun is over. Take his advantage and try and convert it in this game. And we'll see how it's all going to go. Okay. So right now, you could think about investing into Shaft Mine, but Shaft Mine gives you just that little, it doesn't give you as much gold income as you might think. So if PegasusRush has got a plan for his wood somewhere else, I would suggest maybe not getting Shaft Mine, but there's just so much here and he needs the gold that I think it's worth it. So you go up to about 12.5% increased gather rate from base rate with pickaxe, but with Shaft Mine, it goes up to 20% flat. And it's only 7.5% increase for, what is it, 400 resources? For 400 resources. So it might not seem that worth it, and maybe that's why he hasn't grabbed it just yet. Do we have an armory up for Pegasus? Not just yet, so he's not able to click up just yet. He needs to get that up. And right now, Moore is simply just building himself Hippocon. And he is going to snipe off a couple of units here, and this is going to level all of that resource difference that we were seeing earlier in the game. And for some reason, Peggy was wanting to be aggressive there, but I mean, it is what it is. Just making sure that Moore's not getting away with too much. There's the armory coming up. And what basically you want to do now is you want to take all of these villages and chuck them onto gold. This wall is not up just yet, and the cavalry actually managed to sneak their way in. And this is crisis mode now for PegasusRush, because he has definitely been being greedy here in this game, not getting any military, but he should have had this up. And now we'll see what he can do. Does he have a gold mine anywhere that's safe? He does have this gold mine up here. This gold mine is going to be expiring fairly soon. See some stables coming up, maybe some cavalry to come and defend this. Watchtowers with crenellations isn't a bad idea here either. We do see the temple getting targeted down first and foremost, which is going to be able to deny a manticore here, which makes some sense. Wouldn't be surprised to see more getting a third town center here, and he is actually doing that. He can chuck up his farms now, and he's actually macroing this fairly decently considering everything that's gone on thus far. Pegasus decided to throw up his temple again. Still no watchtowers. When you do go for greedy builds, it's the first thing you should be thinking about. It's like, how do I prevent him from killing my villagers? Because that's all I basically want. I just want my villagers to stay alive. So, watchtowers, crenellations, say goodnight to the Hippocon in your base, but not happening just yet. There's the medium cavalry coming through. It's going to be some prodromus that are going to pop out here almost instantly for PegasusRush, which is completely fine. We don't see an attempt at finishing this wall off either. And there are the prodromus coming out. The manticore did manage to come down, and Pegasus just needs to get houses up and mark it up and go next age. But this is really smart targeting here from Moore to take out these houses, and we'll see how he's going to go as the Centaur are going to come in and get some decent damage done. But Odysseus is here to say good day, and the Centaur say, "I want no part of you. Get out of my life." And we do see these villagers sneaking this town, this gold mine over here. Very smart, but he has not finished the wall just yet, as the Centaur do manage to sneak in here, going after this villager and sniping that one. And we will actually have to see Pegasus throwing down the ceasefire. So an interesting here, very, very interesting. I think that the Mythic Age right now would be incredibly smart. We see the market coming up. Houses need to get thrown down. More barracks need to come down. If he wants to go for hoplites here, he could try and go for kind of a blitzkrieg vibe by getting up a couple of fortress and making some Heliopoli and then trying to push through. Right here would be a primo Underworld spot to hit this town center and this town center. So we'll see where he wants to go. You could go for the main base, but generally speaking, you probably actually, this maybe feels more like the third town center, to be honest, because these are both really close to each other. So going for this town center might not be a bad idea either with the Underworld here. But Hephaestus is on the way. Town center is coming up. And I don't see any fortress, so it's going to have to be hoplites here if he wants to go for an early Underworld. Also, maybe Colossus isn't a bad idea. Get up a couple of Colossus, Bellerophon, just chuck everything onto gold, and you're away. There's the town center up. No ability to stop that one. More with significant advantage right now in terms of the army, but nothing really to do with it, which is what we were talking about at the start of the game. And we just see these Prodromus coming in, taking the fight as the Jason comes in onto the back. Going to be able to shoot these Centaur away as we see a whole bunch of military academies coming down. So he decides to delete them. Not sure exactly what his plans are. He's only got the one armory as well. So is he going to go for the armory upgrades into Underworld, or go for the Colossus into Underworld, or go for the Fortress Heliopoli into Underworld? All options. Let's see how it's going to go. We do have the Katoskopos already over here. So it is looking like maybe this town center is going to be the way to go. So maybe an Underworld over here into a big push. Make sure that the army is out of position, and you should be able to kill the town center and be in a good position, especially because Moore doesn't have ceasefire. So there's that fortress coming up. And the Centaurs say hi. They might get a villager kill here, but it's not that big of a deal at this point in the game. There's the Apollo. And I guess you could use Apollo to defend Apollo, so you do have to be worried about that. And we do see an immediate Forge of Olympus. So no attempt at Colossus or anything. Whoa. I'm not sure I can quite explain this Underworld. I guess he feels like he could have stopped the fortress and there's just no units here, but I'm trying to just hit Mythic Age. He's going to be able to spam this out, and this is not going to hang for very long. Pretty wild. We'll see if it works here. Moore's going to be losing a lot of units in this fight. We've also got Bellerophon coming out to help out. Pegasus is 125 of 145 population. Odysseus ends up going down. Colossus is up to take this out. Do we have any attempt at getting Masons? No, we don't. But there's a cheeky Manticore here. A little bit confused about what the best thing to attack is, but it is going after the town center. And we see the Bellerophon here and the army of Moore retreating away. Is Moore going Mythic Age? He's just about to. I wonder if Hera is an idea. Probably not. Hephaestus is obviously the choice, as all the units in the middle here for Moore coming in. 104 of 145 population. No Underworld remaining. And Pegasus is going to be happy. He's going to be happy about his position. He's got an Underworld. He's got his armory upgrades coming through, and they are very cheap with Forge of Olympus. All he needs to do is get to Iron first and then click Underworld and make sure he kills the town center before Moore catches up to him. So he's got to know he's on a timer. So he's got the minute for Forge. He's got the minute now on top of copper weapons. So he's got 2 minutes currently, because if Isis isn't hit, that he's going to have an advantage on the armory. He's got three armories, but queuing up one on this one anyways. So we'll see if he's going to be able to hit that or not. And he's now pushing forward, taking this archery range out. See some cheeky walls coming down now for PegasusRush. I love these coming in forward. I actually wouldn't throw this wall up first. I might even walk in and just throw some military buildings up here, just to like secure the position out of line of sight of everything. The wall kind of gives away that you're in this position, and also these buildings here give away that you're in this position because of the trade route. So little things like that, where you can sneak a villager in, get a whole bunch of buildings up over the course of like 3-4 minutes, be really, really strong. But we do see Moore very smartly here pushing over on this side. Let's see from Moore's perspective here. He does have himself what seems to be signal fires. Yeah, he's got himself Signifies, he's got himself Oracle as well. So he's actually seeing a lot of the map. No sneaky buildings will be afoot. There is the Hephaestus from more. Pegasus is now getting himself more upgrades. He's almost full iron. He's getting himself iron mail. Bronze weapons, bronze shields is through. So he's going to be able to get all of those very, very shortly. We do see these villagers sharing the gold mines. The hoplites coming out here. And we do see a whole bunch of units coming over here for more. Now, what Pegasus should be doing with this Bellerophon, and it's the most annoying thing with the Bellerophon, is going after villages. Going after army, your opponent can defend. This Bellerophon costs 4 population, and if I sit my Bellerophon on top of this location here, on top of this location here, or just anywhere on top of this location here, it takes way more than 4 population to actually defend against the Bellerophon. Not even a Bellerophon can deal with the Bellerophon. Wait, what is this Underworld? Is this going somewhere else? Okay. Pegasus is an interesting player. I don't understand this Underworld beyond the fact that he wants to secure the corner, but the corner is like, just walk these villagers over here, and you're here. Maybe his army wasn't here, and he just really wanted it. But I feel like if he's forcing all the units over here, then just Underworld here. Kill the town center. I'm confused. Maybe someone can explain this one to me because I'm big dummy. All right, so Silver Colossus in now for more as well, and this is going to be tough to deal with. Do we see the upgrade here? No Olympic parentage just yet for Pegasus. Olympic parentage is huge, and that's life here. So it is a securing of the corner Underworld, which I get, but I just don't think this is the value Underworld here. Kill this and then take this position and then on this. But especially if you have siege out, but I guess maybe you didn't have siege out. It's okay. Doesn't matter. We can see that a big push can happen here on this location, coming through here. Big Colossus coming in, sniping down a farm. No attempt at getting out any heroes here as the farms get dealt with. A very strange player. Moore is a strange player. He kills off the farms. He could have taken out the town center, but still trying to push forward. We do have full iron now for Pegasus against, what is this for Moore? Nearly full bronze, so he's still like that little bit behind on the armory. So there is room for very, very fast pressure here. We are seeing Heliopolis coming out. They don't benefit from any of those armory upgrades, but they are still good against buildings. Obviously, Temple coming down in this position for Pegasus. So we see more farms getting dealt with. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, I mean, it is immediate value. You kill off 75 wood, you kill off 75 wood. Pegasus has actually got no wood in the bank here. So this is low-key genius. I wonder... There's no way that Moore knows that Pegasus is struggling for wood here. So, I mean, it's just like... Maybe it's the new meta. Jason going to take out this Silver Colossus fairly quickly here. And then Heracles will be able to take out this Silver Colossus over here. As it's been some nice defensive play thus far from Pegasus. I don't know where his Bellerophon's gone. But it's doing its thing. You see, well, there's the Bellerophon for more coming in. And again, like, if you can get onto this position here, you should be here. Should be on this gold mine over here. And just harassing villagers. Because, I mean, you can run in and you can kill off the myth unit. It might be worth it to go in and kill off the myth unit, but then just leave. It's just... I mean, Bellerophon's a strong unit to have in your army, but I think it's... Maybe I'm wrong about that, but maybe I'm not. Who knows? I like stating my opinion, whether it's fact or not, and you can decide yourself if it's Boit being idiot or Boit being genius. That's up to you guys. And the Toxotes raid! 12 Toxotes coming in to snipe off some villagers here. Boom, boom, boom. Love to see it. But Moore's reaction here, very nice. I'm not even sure he gets one. Gets one villager, and Moore clicking up through the Titan Age ship. Now, because Pegasus has got access to both corners here, he knows that the actual trade route of Moore is fairly low. So he's got the option here of simply just matching the Titan and then getting back into the same position that he was in, which is like kind of now, except you probably have all upgrades and have the better trade route. So this is actually a very nice side build here from Moore, so we might be able to use that somehow. So going a whole bunch of villages. Oh, he's building Colossus. Ooh, he's not actually deciding to go for a Titan here. Looks like PegasusRush is going to attempt to hold a Titan without his own Titan, which, if he was playing Egyptian, if he was playing Norse, if he was playing Atlantean, I would say you are crazy. But as he is playing Zeus, Zeus is one of the best gods against the Titan. You get Bellerophon to chase the Titan around and slow him down with the natural slowdown by hitting a unit. And then you also get all the other heroes, which are all very high HP. And then you also have the Greek advantage of having Heliopoli, which deal a lot of damage to the Titan. But all that being said, the Titan can still do damage. You can still walk around, can still kill your town centers, and do all that good stuff. As we see these units here all getting cleaned up. Now the other thing is, if more, I mean, clicking up to the Titan Age doesn't really slow you down. It's when you start building the Titan that slows you down. So if Pegasus can make a big push here to try and pick off a town center here and keep that down for a little bit, you'll be in a really, really good position against the Titan. We see the hoplite getting dealt with over here. Another Colossus is in. Horse just got so much favor in the bank, and Pegasus has got not much. He's still building Colossus. No, he is not. He is not even thinking about going Titan just yet. And Heliopoli rolling in. Going to take down these buildings very quickly. Moore does have masons, does not have architects, does have fortified town centers, so it's still going to be good here. Obviously, Peggy just a little bit more distracted. Normally, you see him on Extended Edition. Whenever he has his Bellerophon, it's like 5-second recharge time. So he's just constantly pulling and jumping. But I guess it's less fun on Voobly with the 15-second recharge time. Well, the trade route here getting dealt with very, very nicely by PegasusRush. Moore, he was trying to make a push through here. He's managing to deny this wall for just a little bit, but still no like push through. I wouldn't mind seeing a fortress get thrown up here. And Moore's got so many resources in the bank here. He's doing nicely. He doesn't have his upgrades though. He's still got iron upgrades, but no champion upgrades. He's very low on resource, on income, I should say, not resources. Income. 10 villages on favor is a big commitment to favor. That could be getting yourself like 100 resources a minute very easily. We see the 50% Titan coming through. Has there been an attempt at a Titan? Oh, there is a Siege to the Titans coming up. This might be... You might be able to get this up. This is going to be close. I'm not sure. Maybe. With enough path blocking and maybe pulling the donkey caravans and sacrificing those. You can't actually push through those easily. This is pretty wild. I actually thought that maybe the better option would have been to just try and fight the Titan with just general Zeus shenanigans, but investing the resources nonetheless. So we'll see how that's going to go. Do we have that Olympic parentage? Yes, we do. And the villager rates Colossus. Colossus actually does a decent amount of damage. 20 hack damage is pretty big. Plus 50 crush, and I know it's only 1 extra crush, but just eat the gold mine. Deary me. No counter. Colossus OP. Secret of the Titans is coming in. We'll see where he wants to build it. I assume like over here maybe. Okay, over here. Bit close. It's fine. You have to put like 30 villages on this though. Because this Titan is slow. 3.75, but it's going to push through this wall. It's going to push through this. You can throw more walls up based on whichever position the Titan's going to go through, and you can really path block with ghost buildings and everything like that. But while this Titan is pushing forward here, the big push here onto this town center is afoot. These donkey caravans taking some pain. Heliopolis takes a long time to kill here as the Hypaspis are wandering through. You see all the villages are coming down, but look at this Titan. It's 10% through onto the Titan Age. So the Titan for Moore is looking like there's no attempt at path blocking already. So this Titan is going to get here very quickly. There's even a gap in this wall right now. I mean, the gap is too small for the Titan, but it still exists. Villagers coming in now to try and shank down the Heliopoli. The Toxoid is getting some big damage done. We're going to see a stray temple getting thrown up here. Temples coming up galore here for more. He's loving those. An interesting try. I see one lone villager coming through to start the path blocking for PegasusRush. He just drops a very small building here. It's enough to slow down a little bit, but 37%. 37% of... We see the granary. Can you get the Belleroth on here? Just granaries. Interesting. He loses his villager as well. Oh, this is nightmare. Send the camel. Send the caravans. Send the donkey caravans. No, it's so close. It's going to get here 110%. Oh, no. You got to just abandon it at this point, right? We just see granaries. Any path block. Will this be the path block of the century here? We just see the Belleroth is getting some focus here as Moore is not paying attention. Meanwhile, more pressure over here. His towers are up on this position, but no more siege here as Pegasus is running out of resources just a little bit. More buildings getting taken down. We are seeing some garrison micro here from PegasusRush as he is doing his darndest to stop this from happening as the Belleroth is about to fall. The military academy up. Now you have to go in with granaries, and the Titan is getting awfully close here, and PegasusRush decides to abandon ship as he's going into his towns, and we're going to see the fortified town center getting taken down. No Titan for Pegasus. More with his own Titan up. He's going to be living the dream with that Titan. But the problem is 20 population is 20 population. Even if you kill one town center, your opponent is still equal with you in population everywhere else on the map. And we are seeing this Belleroth is not going to be trained fast enough here. And the Heliopolis wandering in, going to be able to take down the fortified town center of Moore pretty quickly, actually. It looked like he might equalize on this. We will actually end up seeing the Titan Gate getting dealt with as well. I'm not surprised he's going after this, but I feel like maybe he could have not. Maybe just a little bit risky. But no, he's going to clean it up, and he's not taking much damage here at all. He's not taking any damage, so there's no real negative to this. And the town center is living another day as Pegasus just cannot manage to push forward anymore. Meanwhile, Gold Colossus up on this town center here. Pegasus trying to get himself out that Belleroth. It's at 99% now. Just needs to get a little bit more. And we do see the Titan Gate has been destroyed in capital letters, because that is how epic this game actually is. And the Titan's going to wander over here and start taking out not only the town center, but also the farms. And you can kind of just wander between these two farms and try and set up over here as you push through with buildings this way. This is generally the way you defend your own location here. You send villagers through this way and you get going. But this is difficult to go through. So you will need some siege to break through those walls. We are seeing more buildings coming up for Pegasus. He's playing around this Titan very, very nicely. And this is funny, because this is like the reason a lot of players didn't like Titans to begin with. It was because everyone thought that the actual Titan unit was absolutely broken. But it turns out that if you know exactly what it is, and that yes, it is strong, and yes, it is a desirable unit, and it definitely can help you win, it's not the end of the game when it comes out. You can definitely still play the game and deal with it. It's just a lot harder to deal with it than it is to use it. As we see more Gold Colossus coming through for Moore, he is trying his hardest to take this town center down. There is a complete pathway through here for Moore if he wants. He should be cleaning this up with the Titan, to be honest, and just pushing through, taking all of that ground there as he is pushing back. He still has a really, really bad trade route here, trying to make more of those donkey caravans as his trade is actually awful. He's still trying to push back here with the donkey caravans, doing his best. As we see, Pegasus Fortress on the front gets denied. Titan, this is one thing you don't want to do. This is everything that Pegasus wants and more. We are seeing the Titan going to come over here, clean up the fortress. So the town center coming back up over here. And now Belleroth going to join in the fight here to try and take down the Titan. Jump Belleroth! I think Belleroth misses the Titan. It's too big. It's too big. And the towns are coming back up now for Pegasus. As You still see all these donkey caravans getting shown the business here. Walls coming up as well. Pegasus is not resting here in this game. He's not going to allow Moore to flex on him. We'll see if Moore can convert here. He's got some big Hypaspis raid coming through. If he can sneak through here, I mean, he's probably coming out of here. He's coming out of here. So see what those are going to be able to do. You just have to kill off the villagers for sure. But you just have to use your Titan a little bit smarter here. Kill off the trade route, move over into the corner, move back in here, kill this, back off. So you see the Heliopolite rolling in here, donkey caravan getting dealt with. You see the Titan wandering in, going to snipe down a whole bunch of villagers. Dead. We'll see how it's all going to go. I mean, killing off the trade is legit all he needs to do. Like, how much gold does Pegasus have? 300 gold. You kill off the trade, take the game. He's going to commit to the corner. You can commit to cleaning this up, I guess. Make yourself feel a little bit safer about losing this town center. Secure your own trade route, secure the corner. But that does allow Pegasus to like get this town center back here, get into 160 pop and see what he can do. It might be an idea to just set up a safety market over here as well. So you are seeing these walls getting scratched down by the blades of Hypaspis. The very interesting unit to be making here. Maybe Moore's got no food. He's got no gold. He's got lots of food. Probably could be making hoplites still. So the Titan jumps around, getting all of that juicy damage done. Smack. So this isn't what I would expect to see from an Uranus player in terms of like the actual Titan usage. He's still raiding nicely with all his units. We just get Colossus coming in to snipe more farms. Keeps on going after the farms. Kill off the houses. This is more value. Well, it's similar value actually, but whatever. Another Titan wandering back over here. Will he kill off the market? It's Pegasus's wood situation. Wood situation's fairly low as well. We do see that there's a potential here for Pegasus to just do a big push in onto this town center with a whole bunch of Heliopolite, but there's no resources left for Pegasus. I'm not sure what he can really do here. He is rebuilding his farms. We do have the Odysseus killing this Colossus as like fast as he can, but it's still very slow. Goes to the town center. Dead. So still 3 town centers to 2 town centers. Still kind of 140 versus 140 population and everything that's not a Titan, but there is still like a big commitment to killing the Titan. Nice micro here from Peggy recognizing his Bellerophon's getting chased. And he can just kind of move in and distract for a little bit while he was waiting for all his units to come through. You see this Colossus here going after the Underworld passage. Odysseus going to clean this one up. The Titan says, get out of here with that junk. And Moore's still losing villages. He's trying to get this gold mine. He's got this gold mine here. He hasn't made any effort here. He hasn't got himself fortified walls either. Still seeing more raids coming all over the map. Still only making Hypaspis hoplites. It's still a very interesting kind of indecisive composition. And at this point, Moore is like 140, 150 of 160 pop, so he's not even full population here. So this Titan is like kind of hindering more than helping, to be honest. Well, these raids are kind of hindering more than helping. He needs to have a focused push somewhere. So generally, like if you're playing Norse or Egyptian, like these raids are really quite good because it allows you to set up elsewhere. But with Greek, you kind of need all the resources to be gathering to afford the expensive Greek units. So the small little cheeky raids tend to not be as value as with Egyptian or Norse, or even Atlantean, to be honest. But more still not realizing that he can kill a market and put Pegasus's gold situation to rest. There are gold mines still available for Pegasus, so he can jump onto those if he wants. He can put a market up in the top corner, but he hasn't done it, so it's just like one of those things. And now Moore's going to move forward. He's going to attempt to get this town center up. Now, I'll ask you, chat. Actually, no, he's doing it. Never mind. I was going to say, what do you do here? Do you get the town center? Do you get a fortress? Do you get towers? Towers and fortress. Towers and fortress. Seem like medium units against champion and heavy units here. Becky's still not able to get himself his own champion, Toxotes. Just imagine if he didn't click up through Titan, if he didn't try and get a Titan and just tried to deal with the Titan without going Titan Age. I actually think that might even be meta, like the actual play. As we see more walls coming up, still trying to push through. We've got towers coming through. Towers coming up now. 4 more. He does have his Belleroth on here. So the catapult push against Zeus is significantly weaker than against every other civilization because of the Bellerophon. So sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes maybe just think, nah, let's just go Heliopoli and try and push through. There's more Hippocon getting dealt with. Bellerophon flying into the battle. Trying to pick off this Titan, which has got 1300 HP remaining. Ever so slowly falling here. Still not like... I'm still confused. Like, of the things I've seen Titans do, kill off a town center, kill off 2 town centers is the main priority. Kill off a trade route is a secondary priority. But killing off enemy army, I don't care. I mean, that's not important. I'm still seeing this 1200 HP. We've seen that. Ooh, we are seeing Heliopoli coming in now for Pegasus. I like that. Can clean up the tower and then he can come back in and finish these walls off and then force Bellerophon back in the home. We are seeing more coming in finally onto the trade route of Pegasus now, throwing up some watchtowers. But while this is all going on, Town Center is attempting to come back up as we see 750 HP remaining, 600 HP remaining, going down very, very quickly as this Titan is so confused about what it wants to be in life. He jumps up into the air, picks off a whole bunch of those Toxos. He does so much damage there. He's going to walk in here and smack a couple more. Dead, dead, dead. And the Town Center does get denied for the time being, but still 200 HP remaining on this Titan, going down very, very fast. 100 HP here. The Bellerophon does end up falling as the Titan damage is going to continue now as Heracles joins the battle and will end up taking this Titan down. Pegasus has got 120 population, but he does have some decent income here, decent resources in the bank, so we'll see what he's going to be able to do with that as the town center does end up coming up. The Heliopoli still pushing in. Now you can see this wall come back up if he needs to, as the villagers hanging out on this position. We see the fortress is here, the gold colossus going after the fortified wall, and everything looking up Millhouse here. Town center just about to pop. And Pegasus is going to be really happy. He's managed to equalize here in this position. He does have the top corner. He does have the bottom corner, though this bottom corner is not 100% secured because of these 2 watchtowers that are here. But Pegasus is not actually worried here because at the moment, the watchtowers are targeting military academies. Now more going in with the fortress on this position to try and take down the town center. Fortress is up. See how long he's going to be able to sit in this position. We see the hoplites coming through, the Colossus bashing down this fortified wall. And the Toxotes helping from afar with their burning pitch do end up taking that town center down with all those infantry to boot. Not town center, fortress down. And it's seemingly looking like Moore's pressure here has fizzled out, so he's going to have to figure out what he wants to do, how he's going to make some sort of forward movement here. We're still seeing those Colossus coming through here to try and take down fortresses and try and push through. They take a long time to pick off, so they're actually a really, really smart unit to be building in this matchup. The Jason here is here, but we'll get sniped fairly quickly as well, so it's going to keep pushing through here. But whenever you do this, you need to follow up these side pushes by spamming buildings into these positions. The late game is a fairly known art. If you go on and watch any amount of deathmatch, you'll see how they play, and they're not far off how you should actually play Supremacy late game. The only difference is that town centers aren't that valued to go all in on with a whole bunch of siege because they get rebuilt very, very quickly. So it's still the same concepts apply in terms of building spam. But it's not happening from Moore's perspective. He's cleaning everything up, but he's not pushing forward. But now you can see the Colossus could potentially go after this town center here. This one here, very, very low HP, is going to eat that gold mine. No, he's not. The gold mine has nothing remaining. He's going to attempt to take down the town center with a couple of gold Colossus, a couple of Haspests. Let's see what he can do. As we see more Toxotes coming forward onto this fortress. The Ira is killing off a building foundation do true damage, basically. So it's completely fine to be targeting them, but as soon as it's up, better to stop targeting it, go after the human units. And in the end, the fortress will fall, and Moore is losing ground over here, but this is everything right now for Moore. He's going to take this town center down. Peggy has noticed he is getting himself, oh dear, he's getting himself an Odysseus out of here. Not even the melee heroes. So like, it's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage, but not enough at all. It's doing like 20 damage a shot, 22 damage a shot. As the town center ends up going down yet again, PegasusRush is finding himself in a 3 versus 2 town center situation here in this game. There's the Toxotes going against still no champion Toxotes for each player. Still no champion Toxotes. Lots of resources in the back. No champion Toxotes for either player. More, I mean, he's got full population, but just no resources. He's still trying to rebuild his villages. His trade route is still kind of awful. What's he getting here? 48 gold compared to Pegasus, who is getting no gold now. He does still have this gold mine, though, so he's kind of okay. Yeah, both players have got full armory upgrades. We are kind of in the late game. It's just this weird pseudo late game because not all of the the line upgrades have been researched. All the iron upgrades have been researched, but no line upgrades. And Odysseus trying to deal with said gold Colossus here. He got the legend player in the chat saying this was just a Pegasus challenge. If no Colossus, still 40 minutes. He still hasn't got Colossus though. Oh no, he's making some Colossus here. Going after the main town center. And the Petropolis coming in. He does have a very strong position here. Town center very low as well. Not sure when that happened, but we are seeing the classic wall plus Petropolis box coming through. Very, very, very difficult to deal with this. I mean, you do have Bellerophon, obviously. Did you know that Plentyvault here actually has hit points? Can you kill Plentyvault? Guys, is this Plentyvault going to die? No, keep going. I want to see. I'm sad. I'm fairly sure that Plentyvault would have died. It even gets plus hit points. We're gonna editor test this. We're gonna editor test this afterwards. Villagers coming through, gonna clean up these Petropolis. And now finally players are getting their champion upgrades. Hoplite, Toxotes. And kind of the dream comp here for both players is just kind of walls and towers, but neither player can kind of get that sorted here. As the chaos of this game has been pretty wild. I'm now seeing some stray villages over here for Peggy. I'd love to see like some towers get thrown up here and just be a little bit cheeky. As the Colossus is coming in here. Odysseus again being the unit of choice to defend. We see another Colossus coming onto this position, but will be getting targeted down. And now the Metropolis dealing with the fortified town center very fast, but so many villages repairing here. Ismail getting himself out. His Bellerophon, not just yet. This isn't even an open wall, a closed wall here at this point, so villagers just going to get pulled off and deal with this fairly easily. Oh, Bellerophon's on the front. She'll be falling. He'll be falling soon. That's for sure. It's like 80% pierce armor versus 1500 HP. I don't care how much bonus damage you've got. It's just nothing. Let him go. 10 HP. Villagers pulling in, running straight into the arrow fire as we see the walls finally getting finished up. Basically finished up. Close. Odysseus gets his revenge here. Get away from those walls. More is... Well, I mean, what can he do? He's got some side villages coming in. This is really good. I'm still waiting to see him attempt to push through here. This is one of those locations that is kind of important. Just a couple of units, one Colossus, come through, bash this down, bash this down, bash this down, walk in, take the middle, and then you can push in over here. You can take this gold mine, but Pegasus is going to have this gold mine and this gold mine in the middle still to be mining from, and more is just trading, so... And it's not efficient trade. So mining gold with quarry here is super value. You see these gold Colossus still going to town, but with a Jason now out, this is going to be able to be dealt with fairly simply, I think. I don't feel like Pegasus is too concerned anymore on that position. These Metropolis kind of sitting a bit idle. Get back in onto the town center. Take it down. Kill it. All right. More still not able to make any sort of ground here with this Heliopoli. He does have himself siege engineers now, it seems. But really nothing here to help him. As the pacifist do counter damage versus Jason. He's an infantry unit, right? Wrong. Just the hero class. He's not hero Norse. He is just hero class. So no special damage. Only 8 damage a shot. The Colossus does end up falling there. Now the Heliopoli pushing forward, doing everything that they can. Boom, boom, boom. Dead. And now we finally see an attempt at pushing into the middle from Moore. I love this. Yes. Get in here. Snipe the stuff. Kill the Pegasus. This is still the big issue, though. I still see these villagers coming in. It's like there's one tower here that is shutting him down. One Colossus as well. Bellerophon going to be coming out. Where is... I mean, maybe he can't get in here. He's got no villagers over here. He can walk through, though. This is just very open. And 5 villagers through. Just wander in. With these villagers go this way. In here. What can you do? What can you do? It's just the problem with like late game Toxotes is that they kind of don't have any pushing power. That you can't push against them unless you have like almost hoplite Heliopoli, and then you garrison the hoplite inside of the Heliopoli such that whenever so that the Toxotes can't kill them, you get bonus damage onto your projectiles, and then whenever there's units that come out to try and snipe them, you just ungarrison the hoplites and then they deal with them. That's the big brain play in the late game, is garrisoning hoplites. One day we'll see it and you'll be like, wow. You can also do the same thing by garrisoning your Toxotes, and they give the same kind of bonus against for the Heliopoli. Do we see any attempt at boiling oil? No boiling oil. So those hoplites are going to go to town. This town center is still alive, but it's barely alive. And hometown center for more, very alive. As a Colossus is out, ready to start pushing in. Pegasus is still only 3 villages on favor. So no real attempt at building that very quickly. Very low HP town center here for Pegasus as well. We do see the Toxotes raids are coming in. He's going to be able to get onto this trade route and cause a lot of damage here, as Moore is not helping out his economy at all with that. And we are seeing town center still alive, but getting repaired back up. It's best, and we do see Pegasus swapping to the top side of the map. He's going to attempt to clean this all up, which is happening fairly quickly. One Colossus finally from Peggy gets to deal with that. Giving up on this front for just a little bit here. He's just put an end to Moore's trade route. He has rebuilt his market over here. It's very bad. He's completely boxed in this game. Doing his thing. And more Heliopoli coming in. The villagers coming forward. Going to start shanking. Nice micro here from Moore to pull back as the town center getting some damage done. But good micro there from Peggy to not fall for it. He does have draft horses, so the Heliopoli move pretty quickly. 3.48 speed. Now Peggy's just got Toxotes everywhere in Moore's base. Whereas, I still don't get why Moore's making these champion pass. There's plenty of gold in the bank. Just make yourself hoplites. Hoplites are good against Toxotes. They actually win in a 1 versus 1, so they're really good on the side builds. They do more damage versus the town centers. You don't want to build Myrmidon in this matchup because Myrmidon don't get the double damage against Greek units for whatever reason. Trying to build some towers here, doing all the good stuff. And, I mean, we are seeing some attempt at buildings here. So you do have to get these buildings. Moore's got a lot of resources in the bank here. So just keep sending villagers forward. Keep throwing towers up here. If you get the towers set up, you can take this town center and live the dream. It's the general idea here. And if you can get some Petropolis on here, it's going to be a completely different story. As we do see the cavalry coming in, trying to snipe these villagers down. They are champion Hippocon. We still see more Colossus coming in here, but the heroes here of Moore going to be enough to deal with these ones quickly. 300 HP goes down to 0 very quick with Jason and Odysseus. One Bellerophon coming in to try and snipe the Odysseus. And we see the Heliopoli coming in trying to snipe this town center down. You get the towers to kill off a Bellerophon because of crenellations. Doesn't give a bonus. Oh, he doesn't have crenellations. Oh dearie me. Everybody shooting out of the towers is drinking too much. They're all drunk. Another Colossus coming in. We do see a trade there, Bellerophon for Odysseus. It's not that big of a deal. Like Jason is enough to deal with the Colossus. Pegasus is still very struggling for food here. He is trying to produce a trade with only 14 villages on food. Basically making nearly full wood-based army. Some hoplites are being made, but that's about it. A forward fortress coming down. I don't mind it, but I feel like with the Heliopoli here, it's maybe just back here if you want a closer fortress. Send in the siege. So the town center might be falling. It's going to be nearing the end here as there's a lot of Heliopoli here. And Peggy's only at 100 population. Moore's at 158 population here. Kills the town center. Fortress on the front. Going to be huge. Needs to not throw away his Heliopoli though. And now he can just come in and just keep spamming buildings here. Just the Heliopoli doing their thing, but Heliopoli deal with Heliopoli alright. You just need to make some Prodromus or something, or cavalry, considering still no crenellations here for Peg. You can just make yourself Prodromus to pick off the enemy Heliopoli. It's completely fine. Still no attempt over here to use this forward base here that Pegasus has set up ages ago. That's really, really nice. We're losing his Heliopoli here as well. Losing those can be very bad because then Pegasus can just come in here and spam buildings up. Sometimes you get the feeling that if you just kill the town center, that just means your opponent's going to like resign. But oftentimes, it's just not quite enough against a lot of really strong players. You have to make sure they can't get it back. And you do that by just flooding this area. But like more, he doesn't have any idle units. It's maybe over economized just a little bit. So maybe too many of these donkey caravans. His market is set up here. He could be pushing it further into the corner. And then just send those villagers forward. Look at the villagers gathering. This is something you actually 100% need to do, but it's super hard in the late game. There's these villagers, they're still getting you wood, but they're so inefficient. 25 wood here, take it all the way into the storehouse and then walk all the way back. You probably could have gathered another 25 wood by the time they drop it off and walk back. And Pegasus here, he is managing to make the Heliopoli army work, but Gold Colossus coming in yet again. He has cleaned up the entirety of this location, so he's trading efficiently. He's gotten everything going, so there's plenty of vault here. But he's losing the front here as Moore is doing what he can. There's some forward buildings coming down for Moore as well. Very smart. Keep getting those out. And we do see that corner market is up for more as well. Nice play. He's recognized how important that is. He's low on gold, but he's going to be able to get a huge amount of gold very, very shortly. As we also see that forward fortress here, or back fortress at this point, I guess, getting sniped by a single Gold Colossus. Nice play from Moore, as he's basically cleaned up all the buildings here. Now he just needs units and to flood in. But he just does not have it just yet. The Hippocon coming in to help out. There are hoplites in here though. They are going to get counted fairly easily. As Pegasus is just like, all right, better throw up some buildings again. Keep trying to hold on. Do the best he can. And I mean, Moore's just got a commanding position here. Where's his units? Where's his units? What's he actually got? Can I select them all? He's got like 2 Heliopoli, full population, 2 Heliopoli, 2 units here. Pegasus is holding this nicely. Where is it all? I do have the catapults going on to this location. But again, Bellerophon here comes in, snipes off 2 Petropolis. A 3rd Petropolis falls as well. And he can also just wander out. No problems. He's not even locking himself into a death there. More guard towers getting dealt with. The Heliopolis just wandering forward, doing what they can do. We'll see how it goes. I mean, he's got everything he needs in on this position. Pegasus is trying to cause some chaos over here. So, like, maybe if he had some Gold Colossus, he could just walk in and start whacking the town center for a little bit. But the Bellerophon making his way over here to help out. Guard towers, do they have crenellations? Still no crenellations. Sheesh. Bellerophon going down. We have currently hit the 55-minute mark, and one of the mods has put a poll up that says, "Will this game ever end?" And it's looking close. But I mean, Moore's out of gold for some reason. Can't fully understand why Moore's out of gold, but he's kind of out of gold. And the casual 200 favor, 8 villagers on favor. Something you got to be aware of is you don't really need favor in the late game. The only thing you need favor for in the late game is fortress. And if you want to build Gold Colossus, you want more favor income. But for the most part, just throw up fortress and have like 3 villagers on favor. It's 5 population you can have elsewhere. Obviously, the Petropolis taking down this town center here as the villagers wander in, try and snipe off the Heliopolis and everything they can. Bellerophon back in to snipe this off. This town center is getting awfully close to falling. And Moore is still not making any effort to push in here. This is very frustrating to watch. Like, you got units here, but you need buildings. This is a Age of Mythology, first and foremost. The primary thing of Age of Empires is that it's a base building game. Expand your empire. This is the manifesto. Build your empire and conquer? Is that what it is? Something like that. Something like that. You see a cheeky fortress coming up here. I like that fortress, but it might get dealt with here. One Bellerophon's a little bit slow at taking down a Heliopolis, as it does get dealt with. And in fact, it looks like Bellerophon's going to fall to the fortress and guard towers here. As the town center still can't get grabbed for Pegasus, so he's doing his best to do it. So two town centers here. And Moore is now don't build the town center. 5 villages, don't do it. Where's he going? Fortress here? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but this is just close. Put it in a safe place and it's fine. Put it here, it's risky. It doesn't matter. He's still going for it. He's finally sending villagers forward, but 5 villages. This is like the equivalent of an Uranus player sending one villager forward to try and spam buildings up, 1 citizen up. Like 1 hero citizen in. Like, it's good, you should do it, but like, you need more than that to spam buildings up if you want to control a group. Then 3 hero citizen in, and that's, so 9 villages in this position is really, really good. But meanwhile, we do see the Heliopoli pushing in onto this town center, consistently rolling in. Take this town center down. Villagers hoping to defend it just a little bit. Towers coming up now for Pegasus. Now Pegasus is floating a whole bunch of resources. He's got plenty of resources, but so too has Moore. And Moore's now got himself the fortress up. He's got his position held here. Bellerophon getting sniped down by the villagers. More villagers coming in. Now you just have to throw up towers here, and then you can get the town center. I have this feeling is going to be going after the town center, though, which can be risky. It's profitable if you can get it up, but oftentimes it doesn't quite get up. And the villagers now able to take down more of these Heliopoli. I mean, at this point, you have to ask the question, maybe I shouldn't have villagers here. I should just get rid of some villages. Do we have all the upgrades, basically? Yeah. That town center is going up with 3 villages. 1 Heliopoli coming in to put a stop to it for just a little bit. As now the Petropolis still taking down this town center here. Another Bellerophon coming out, but now there's 3 guard towers here, and this will not be enough to kill off the Petropolis, but the guard towers will be able to take out a Bellerophon eventually. Bellerophon will be able to jump onto this Petropolis if he needs to. Wait, what is this? What is this? We see so many Heliopoli coming in, going after the town center of Moore. Moore is not paying attention to this at all. He's still pushing through. He's still trying to get this town center up. The town center of Moore going down, and this is going to level the town centers. He has nothing in here, though, so Moore can get this town center back up very, very easily here. As the villagers come in, they're starting to shank, starting to do all the damage, and they're going to be able to kill off the town center, leveling the playing field with this position held. The Bellerophon taken out. The town center here is going to start getting sieged down, and now Pegasus can start pushing back onto this position, being with the population advantage. Moore's got too much economy here. Like 140 population is not very much with how many villages, how much economy he has. So these Petropolis are going to be making their way in, are going to be taking this town center down. We do see a Bellerophon attempting to come out to take down those Petropolis, but it's just not going to be enough, it seems, considering how little population he actually has. Still trying to pump in onto this position, trying to get this town center up. We see all of the villagers moving in to get the town center back up for more. But is it too little too late? I mean, the Bellerophon will pop up, more towers coming in onto this position for Pegasus. He realizes how important this is right now. Fortified wall getting repaired back up. And when the town center is back up for more, the Bellerophon should pop out straight away and be able to pick off a little bit of this. But, I mean, there's just so much damage currently coming in. More walls coming up over here for Pegasus. There is the Bellerophon, the towers. Oh, didn't jump in quite enough. That was so smart from Pegasus, having that Petropolis right on the edge of that wall. I don't know if he did it 100% on purpose, but it worked a treat there to keep the Bellerophon out for another 15 seconds here, as the town center is getting going down very, very quickly. Town center now coming up for more on this position, as we're going to start seeing this the slightest of base trades, as it were, here if this town center goes down. But Moore will still stay with his 3 town center advantage here, as Bellerophon is a little bit stuck here. He'll be able to jump soon. There he goes. Jumps onto the Petropolis. Doesn't manage to pick it off. Town Center will come down, but Town Center seemingly still not going back up, because Heliopolis are here. Colossus are here. We're simply just Colossus Heliopolis hero army for PegasusRush. The late game has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. These are still unupgraded Colossus to boot, but they are so strong. Pegasus managing to take this town center down. More 2 town centers. Pegasus 2 town centers. It's a matter of time right now, unless Moore can get a similar composition to push back and reduce his villager numbers substantially to control this, because he's not. These Petropolis, and we see the Plenty Vault stolen as well. But PegasusRush is going to give him an extra 20 population worth of resources, given his own Plenty Vault. So each Plenty Vault is essentially 10 economic units here for your civilization, giving you 1 of each resource, or equal resources. He has 2 Plenty Vaults, so that is absolutely huge for Pegasus's economy. And the houses getting taken down. Fortress coming up on the front. Pegasus doing it correctly here. Don't want to get the town center straight away. Just set up the buildings first, then push through. We see an attempt at getting this town center up as well for Pegasus, as the Plenty Vault is being fought over just a little bit here. As still this Bellerophon has managed to get the Plenty Vault back. Still picking off the catapult, but there's a lot of catapult here for Pegasus, and he has managed to push back here. All of the units are being cleaned up. Do we see any attempt at pushing through here? Not just yet. My golly gosh. We'll see the towers coming up. Slow pushing towers here from Pegasus. Smart play, going to deal with these archers nicely. We see the villagers coming over here for more. Try and take down this forward fortress. I mean, he does, like, how many resources does he have? He's still got a ton of resources. He's lost all his houses, though, so we'll see how it's going to go. We're still seeing the houses getting dealt with. The fortress does end up falling there as well, as a settlement coming up over here as well. And the Bellerophon jumping onto the Heliopolis, trying to stop it. It might be able to come over and delay this town center for just a little bit longer, and it does manage to get a couple of shots off. Towers coming up. Maybe Peggy can just send a whole bunch of villagers. He's got 39 on wood right now, so he can just pull those if he wants. Put like 10 villagers over onto the town center to try and get it up while he's holding this one off. We see some Colossus now coming in for more, as he's going to try and push through here, doing his best job to I guess, to destroy this forward base of Pegasus. But the Bellerophon's here to help out. Town center going up very, very fast. One lone Petropolis can put a halt to this for just a little bit, but Pegasus is not paying attention. He still hasn't gotten his own town center back up. Moore will be able to get back up to 160 population, but he is slowly running out of, well, not really, he's still got heaps of gold, but he doesn't have the wood income that he would like to make those high priority units. The town center is back up, and Moore manages to live another day here, ladies and gentlemen, as we see this wall over here getting targeted down, as Moore wants to push around and try and take down the fortress. We see the Heliopolis over here getting taken out. The Toxotes wandering forward here. Villagers falling left, right, and center as he's trying to get these towers up as best as he possibly can. And we see yet another push forward from Pegasus. He's going to get walls here. He's going to slow push around. Has access to this town center as well if he wants to go for it. And there's the fortress up, going up with all these towers, taking down these Toxotes very, very quickly. The Colossus going at each other, but Gold Colossus stronger than not Gold Colossus, that's for sure. Now, Bellerophon 4 more, still trying to push forward. Do we see any attempt at anything cheeky here from Mr. PegasusRush? I don't see any cheekiness. He's just playing slow. Is he building anything in this fortress? Let's just check it out. He's building some Heliopoli here. 2 Heliopoli on this position. Lots of resources in the bank. More starting to be a little bit lower there, as we do see the Silver Colossus has finally come through for Pegasus after all of this time. Toxotes wandering in onto this position to help out, as the Heliopolis can take down the military academy. We see Silver Colossus dealing with said Heliopolis there. The Toxotes retreating away. So we can maybe see the town center going back up. Moore's 101 of 160 population. He has completely lost his economy here. He's trying to rebuild villages from one town center. He's getting Bellerophon out of another one. Still needs to be dealing with this, but now Pegasus just consistently keeping everything going in this game. He's got 2 Heliopolis plus a couple of units here to take out everything else around it, but the villages have been taken out. The Heliopolis quickly. We'll see if the town center is going to live here or not, as now Pegasus can come into the corner of the map, take out the trade route of Moore. We got some Toxotes here to cause a little bit of a problem. Has to till up with this fortress here and tower to throw a wall up and deny that efficient trade route from Moore. But in that moment, Moore decides he is lost. The town center just about to get back up here. Pegasus will go up to 160 population immediately, and it would just be a very difficult hold from here on out, it seems. My golly gosh, somehow, some way, Pegasus managed to win this game. The Titan getting denied here, managing to come back from that moment, but then still losing this town center as well, and more just not filling this up with buildings fast enough, or not just with enough emphasis. And then the side build here of Pegasus just haunting Moore for the entirety of this game, and he just wasn't able to deal with it at all. I do feel like had he cleaned this up instead of trying to push forward with random Colossus, just clean this up, it would have been a completely different game here. But Moore didn't do that, and that is the game. Hour and 16 minutes in. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.